Well, good evening and Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. Before we get started, kill the cell phone. Vibrate, off, make it go away, shoot it. Thank you very much. I'm Ricky Bauman. I serve on your board of directors as president. Tonight's service, for a change, will be led by Rabbi Carla Friedman, as is customary. And let's give her a welcome back.
Thank you all. Thank you.
You didn't think you were going to get away without that, did you?
No, well, I didn't think about it at all, actually.
And we have a special treat tonight with our music director, Joan Frankel Ford, and the choir is with us tonight. And you are not off the hook so fast. You have been directed by Joan that you will sing along. We will be taking notes and taking names. Barbara Grossman, our immediate past sisterhood president, will be lighting the Shabbat candles. Tonight's Oneg Shabbat is sponsored by Joel and Lee Danzig in honor of their wedding anniversary and Joel's birthday. And there they are. Well, we have lots of guests tonight, and when I say your name, please stand up, wave, or, show us who you are. Okay, we have Eliana and Albert Regman back there. Sherry Sherberg. Michael and Peggy Cohn. Frida and Jay Hellman. Alvin and Eileen Feingold. We have Bonnie Perler and Jay Perler. Welcome and hope you return frequently.
So, I was out for a couple of weeks with COVID, and I didn't see the ad that they were giving something away tonight here. That's what all the people. What have we been doing in my absence, folks? And we're not going to. Well, just remember, it's available on YouTube. I was on.
Yeah, now I am. No, out of practice. Now I can't even put it on the belt. Oh, there we go. Yes, so we are going to begin the service as we like to do, with an opportunity to set aside the week and to allow us to be present together for Shabbat. So I'm going to ask you to put your feet on the floor and your back against the chair and close your eyes and close your eyes. Yes. And take in a deep, deep breath. Take it in and hold it and let it go. And do that again. Take in a deep breath and hold it and let it go. And do it one more time. Take in a deep breath, hold it, and let it go. And as that breath is leaving you, I want you to think about being in this very moment as we are about to enter Shabbat. Shabbat begins when we light the candles, and Shabbat is with us till 3 stars appear in the sky tomorrow evening. That's the earliest that we can bring Shabbat to an end. But Shabbat is such a delicious opportunity to separate from the hustle and bustle of the regular week. Shabbat is such a pleasant change from the routine that our sages said You don't have to end Shabbat when those 3 stars appear in the sky. You can hold on to Shabbat as late as Tuesday. To which the correct response is, what's the catch? And the catch is that you have to observe Shabbat all that time. But notice that the rabbis didn't say that you can observe Shabbat from this Friday evening till we light candles next Friday evening, and on and on and on. They didn't say that. And that was an important lesson, an important part of the lesson. We don't appreciate Shabbat until we can let go of the rest of the week. And so I want you to think about letting go of the rest of the week, all the things you've done this week, all the things that lie ahead for the coming week. Let it all go and focus on being in the moment of Shabbat. And I'd like you to take in another one of those deep breaths. Take it in and let it go. And take it in again and let it go. And open your eyes. So I need to tell you that while I am indeed feeling much, much better, this cough that I have has decided to stay for a while. And I'm not any more happy about that than you might be. But it sometimes catches me unawares and I get swept up in the coughing. And if that happens, you keep going about your business and I'll catch up with you. We're going to begin with singing Hodu Ladonai. And we're going to continue now with a reading which is on the screen, and it is preparatory to the lighting of the Shabbat candles. And Barbara, you've practiced with the gizmo, right? You're an expert now.
Well, I don't know about an expert.
Well,
First I have
you'd
to
read that first, yes,
Yes.
and I'll give you this one here.
Source of all goodness, as we join in Shabbat worship, we ask your blessings. Grant us health enough to perform our daily tasks, wealth enough to answer our needs, compassion enough to feel the needs of others. Give us strength enough to recognize our faults, wisdom enough to understand your laws, loyalty enough to discharge our duties. Give us courage enough to be true to the best within us, charity enough to see the best in others. Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to feel your presence.
Amen. There you are.
Amen. Yes. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah,
There's glass.
I know. Don't worry about that part. I'll hold this. You do that. No, Barbara, it's up high. Look,
Sorry.
it's okay. Look. That's
Oh,
the button.
there.
Yeah. Okay. Keep it steady. There you go.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Keep it going. Just keep it going. Keep it going. It'll get it. There you go. No, just keep it there. No, it's doing it. Just let it go. Just stay there.
Is it running out?
No, no. There's nothing to run out.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Baruch
Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you. And we're going to continue on page 123 in the prayer book in the blue square brackets. Just page 123, please rise for Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemase v'reishit ki hu yom tehila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Kadesh HaShabbat L'chaim. And we're going to continue on page 142 in the prayer book with Shalom Aleichem. Cool, huh? Have you heard that melody before? Yeah. With the candles dancing, right? Yeah. Yeah. An old friend of ours now, that particular piece. We're going to continue on page 144 with Chatzi Kaddish, which tells us that we have completed the introductory section of the service and we are about to begin the service proper. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah B'yama divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chai echon uvyom echon uvchai dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Bisman kariv v'imeru Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam ulal me'al maya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shmei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ran be'alma Meru. Amen. The formal opening of the service is on page 146. Please rise for the call to worship. What be that? Yeah, but from what? This is what it was like at Sinai. Oh, good. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. And we continue on page 148 with the reading which is also on the screen. Please read with me. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzivaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. And we continue with Ahavat Olam. The text is on page 150. didn't know that last part, did we? No, we didn't know that. They did that thing at the end. We didn't know that. They have to tell us if they're doing those things so we can be ready.
No, that would ruin our fun.
What? Can't make them behave. No, I will. Okay, so we'll just give up on that then. And we will continue now on page 152 and following with the Shema. Please rise. Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uk'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem eretz Mitzrayim lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. And we continue with the reading, a responsive reading, which is on the screen. So I will begin. The eternal truth is that you alone are God, and there is none else.
May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war anymore.
You shall not hate your brother or your sister in your heart.
The stranger that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor, asks God.
We know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy.
Praise to God Most High.
Blessed is God and deserving of blessing.
And we're going to continue with Michamocha. V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov Ad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. And we're going to continue with a reading which is on the screen. For some of us, this is a big favorite. Let's all read it together. It is evening, and children slowly dream away the storms of day. It is an evening, stars glow gently in the quiet heavens. Can we understand a dream, find a net to capture the meaning of a glowing star? What bridge spans the vast space that we must cross to reach understanding? How small are we to attempt the journey, and yet somehow we learn to find our glory in a brave and endless struggle to comprehend eternal mysteries. We are voyagers in an infinite sea, our destination always beyond the horizon, but we are voyagers. We continue with Hashkivenu. We're going to continue now with the Amidah, the central prayer of every Jewish worship service. It begins on page 164, if you're looking for it in the prayer book. All of the texts will be on the screen. And we invite you now to please rise. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agite ilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agite ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agite ilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agite ilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chazdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geulah Lifnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah. Tadibor leolam Adonai, Michaye hakol ata, Rav Lohoshia, Mashiva Ruach Umorida Gashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim berofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umkayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Nichamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech menin, Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalaluch hasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We continue with the reading which is on the screen. It's also on page 173. Yes? Let's read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. And we're going to continue with the singing of Vishamru. Those of you who are amongst our Shabbat morning regulars, when we have Shabbat morning services, might recognize that melody. That's the melody we use for Kiddush at the end of the service. And I'm looking for the glass. Where? Oh, it's right there, yes. Yeah. Thank you. We're going to continue now on page 175. Let's read together. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find strength for service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadcha be'ira na'avod. And we're going to continue with a responsive reading. And your part is going to be the refrain, Modim anachnu lach. And that means, we thank you. Very straightforward. For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations, Modim anachnu lach. For the fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons, Modim anachnu lach. For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements, Modim anachnu lach. For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression, Modim anachnu lach. For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared, Modim anachnu lach. For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom, Modim anachnu lach. For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose, Modim anachnu lach. We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lohodot. And we're going to continue on page 178. 170, yep. This is music we're going to be doing, actually, instead of page 178. Oh, good. You know, if I had come to the rehearsal, it would have been better. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well.
Droplets of healing from the
And we're going to continue with a responsive reading again on the screen. We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to end war, for we know that you have made the world in such a way that we must find our own path to peace within ourselves and our neighbors.
We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to end starvation, for you have already given us the resources with which to feed the entire world, if we would only use them wisely.
We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to root out prejudice, for you have already given us eyes with which to see the good in all peoples, if we would only use them rightly.
We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to end despair, for you have already given us the power to clear away slums and to give hope, if we would only use that power justly.
We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to end disease, for you have already given us great minds with which to search out cures and healings, if only we would use them constructively.
Therefore we pray to you instead, O God, for strength, determination, and willpower, to do instead of just our pray, to become instead of merely to wish.
You like that one? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Please take this opportunity to pray privately. many of our favorite melodies tonight, right? Vicky Glicken, yes. Cantor Vicky Glicken, yes. Well, I told you it happens. No, thank you. This is the part of the service where we offer prayers usually for the sick, and we will do that in a few moments. But since October 7th, we have been offering prayers in addition to that in this particular section of the service. And the text that we have used many, many times is from a piece of music that Naomi Shemer wrote years and years and years ago. And the text says, Lu Yehi, let it be, Kol shenivakesh, all that we ask for, let it be. So what are we asking for? We are asking for the release of the hostages, the return of the bodies of those who have died in captivity. We are asking for the restoration of families. We are asking for peace of mind for the families of those hostages, whether they come back dead or alive, right? And we are asking for comfort for the families of members of the IDF who have fallen in pursuit of the end of this situation. And we also ask for peace and compassion for the Palestinian people who have been caught in an awful, awful situation where they are innocent pawns being used in a game. And so as much as we ask for peace and other blessings for the people of Israel, we also ask for peace and other blessings for the Palestinian people who have been living on the Gaza Strip. And and those two things are not mutually exclusive. There's room in the grand concept of things for both. Lu Yehi.
יש מפרש לבן באופק, מול ענן שחור כבד, כל שנבקש לו יהי. ואם בחלונות הערב, או נרות החג רועד, כל שנבקש לו יהי. לו יהי, לו יהי, לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי. לו יהי, לו יהי, לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי. לו יהי, לו יהי, לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי. לו יהי, לו יהי, לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי.
Before we leave the subject of the hostages, I want to remind you that we have 2 seats in the middle of the sanctuary that we have covered with talitot since October 7th. and nobody has sat in those seats. And those seats will remain vacant until we know what has happened to every last one of the hostages. And in addition to that, we are wearing blue ribbons for the hostages. And there are a couple of different kinds of blue ribbons, and there are many of them in the bowl on the table in the entranceway. And if you don't have a blue ribbon or are not wearing one, please take a ribbon and wear it. And I remind you, this is not for other people. This is for us, for each one of us to put it on every time we go out of our homes to remind ourselves of what's going on in the horror of other people's lives and people with whom we are inevitably and inextricably connected. So please take a ribbon of one kind or another and please wear it. Please wear it. Well, we're going to continue with the traditional prayer, this time the prayer for the sick. I will read first the list of congregants for whom we are praying, and then I'll give you an opportunity to offer privately prayers for the people on your personal Mishberach list, and then we'll have some music. So this Shabbat we are offering prayers for Beverly Adler, Shirley Bergman, Barry Brown, Andrea Chasen, Marianne Fink, Batsheva Sarah Gamaran, Arnie Goldklang, Alan Hirsch, Richard Hoffing, Liz Jacobs, Marcia Katz, Verdna Kelly, Carolyn Corlin, Wilma Levine, Marvin Lutzger, Marlis Markovitz, Linda Mostov, Paula Newberger, Leslie Rapkin, Fanny Reese, Rick Reingold, Betty Sarlin, Jacqueline Schindler, Mark Schoenholtz, Maxine Schoenholtz, Barry Schwartz, Simone Shaw, Joe Sheff, Jeff Sturm, Stephen Tabin, Norman Toth, Addie Unterlach, Don Zion, Stanley Zarofsky, Leslie Zwain, Amit Ben Shirley, Ariel Bat Rivka, Ariella Bat Shoshana, Chanapesa Bat Golda, Chava Bat Esther Malka, Chaya Esther Bat Chana, Devorah Bat Ruth, Devorah Bat Sarah, Esther Badana Bat Shena Malka, Fega Devashe Bat Bracha, Harav Orli Chaya Bat Yantel, Hesh Leib Ben Devorah, Yosef Shmuel Ben Bertha, Leib Shalom Ben Fagel, Manya Bat Fredel, Masha Bat Esther, Masha Sarah Bat Chana, Menachem Ben Frima, Mindela Bat Frima, Miriam Bat Thelma, Mordechai Ben Sarah, Moshe Hersh Ben Rachel, Pesach Lev Ben Sarah, Rachmil Lazer Ben Esther, Sarah Mindel Bat Chana Leah, Bracha Bat Shirley, Shalom Ben Pesel, Shaul Yochanan Ben Sarah, Shena Bat Chaya Esther, Shena Bracha Bat Yehudit, Shena Leah Bat Devorah, Shirley Bat Sarah, Shulamit Bat Zilla, Cyril Reza Bat Esther, Velvo Ben Hinda Bela, Yispa Bat Fega Devashe, and Yonatan Ben Chassia. So I'd like to ask you to take a few moments now and offer prayers for the people who are on your personal Mishberach list. And as you're doing that, I'm asking you to articulate the names silently, please.
Moses cried, Hail Miriam, this I
I should have said to you when I was telling you about my cough that it is not a COVID cough. It's not. It's a something other virus. Yes, but it's not COVID. And this has been made very clear to me. One of the sure clues is that I had it for at least 6 or 8 weeks before I caught COVID. So it's not COVID. And if I'm coughing and you're concerned, I don't blame you, but I just want you to know it isn't COVID at least. It could be something else. You like to spread things around in a communal kind of way, sharing. Weren't we all taught that? Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, let me just take a few minutes to tell you a little bit about this Shabbat. This is Shabbat Zachor. And Zachor means remember. So the Shabbat takes its name from a section in the book of Deuteronomy that says, Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek. Remember what Amalek did to you, the derech tzeitchem mimitzrayim, when you were on your way out of Egypt. And Amalek attacked the people at the very end of the line, the stragglers. And who are the people who are at the end of the line? The older, the frail, the sick, the children, yes. And who did Amalek attack? The people at the end of the line. And it's not that they attacked that was the bad thing. The Israelites understood that they were going to cross into enemy territory and they were going to be at risk. But who attacks at the back of the line? Who does a thing like that? And so our rabbis taught us that all of the descendants of Amalek continue to haunt us because we did not follow what it says in that book of Deuteronomy. It says, remember what Amalek did to you, and then it says, wipe his name out from under heaven. Remember, don't forget. Okay, so remember and don't forget are not exactly the same, right? What's the difference? What's the difference? Remembering is a deliberate conscious act, and not forgetting is kind of incidental. It's not a conscious thing, but remembering is conscious. And so our rabbis said that all of the enemies of the Jewish people are descendants of Amalek, and because we did not wipe out Amalek, we have been haunted over the centuries by enemies. So why didn't we wipe out Amalek? Well, the story is from the life of King Saul, and he was instructed to wipe out Amalek and didn't do the job. And there we are. So that, yes, if only, yes. Now, it's interesting because in the Megillah, you heard about the Megillah? You know what a Megillah is? The whole Megillah, yes. What's that? No, not Megillah Gorilla. This is a different Megillah. This is a ganze Megillah. This is a mamash Megillah. That's a gorilla. This is a Megillah. It's all in the accent, you understand. So, Bubby, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How are you feeling, darling?
Thank you very much, Bubby. Bubby, he had a hat.
You're right. You're 100% right.
You see? Never go anywhere without your Bubby, I'll tell you that. King Saul had the opportunity to wipe out Amalek and didn't do it. And at the in the Megillah, the text goes to the trouble of telling us that Haman was a descendant of Amalek. Right. So that is the connection between this week's extra reading. It's Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek. Remember what Amalek did to you. Why? Because you didn't do what you were told, and now you get to read the Megillah. Without tequila? No. It's this year the Megillah will be read without Shlivovitz. Yes. No, I don't like it. To me, it smells like axle grease. I dare not taste it because. So that's the first thing I wanted to say, is that this is Shabbat Zachor. And the second thing I wanted to say is that the Megillah itself is a really interesting story, an interesting text. And it's hard to know what to do with it in a serious way, because there's lots of problems with the Megillah, the story of Esther. First of all, there's this young woman named Esther. You heard about her, right? Okay. And she seems to have an uncle whose name is Mordecai, yes. Oh, you've heard this story before? And Mordecai is the one who comes and tells Esther that she has to go and win the heart of the king so she can save her people. But the consequence of winning the heart of the king is that she's going to be married to this non-Jewish fellow. What kind of uncle is doing that, and why do we have that in the Bible? Why is that in the Hebrew Bible? Okay, because there's an odd thing that's missing from the book of Esther, and that's another question. Why is this book in the Hebrew Bible if it doesn't anywhere mention the name of God? You never thought of that before? Wait a minute. That's the Megillah, yes. The story of Esther is... Oh, thank you. This is a very rough room sometimes. So that's one of the issues, that Esther winds up married to a non-Jew, and that is a very bizarre thing to find in the Hebrew Bible. Another thing that is strange is that there is nothing that takes place within the book of Esther that can be anchored to any historical event in Persia. This whole thing takes place in Persia, and there was no king Achashverosh. Of course not. No one can pronounce that. There was no Achashverosh. Artaxerxes is his name. And that comes rolling off the tongue, right? But there's nothing, there is no record, and the Persians kept interesting records. And there is no record of a king who ordered his wife to perform nude, let's just say it right out, nude for all of his drunken fellas. And she says, I don't think so. And he says, off with her head. And then he has to recruit another wife. There's nothing in the annals of Persian history that even remotely corresponds to this. And many, many, many scholars and sages have tried to figure out what to do with this book. And the best we can do is not take it too seriously. And we are not going to take it too seriously. This Sunday at 1 o'clock, it will be, what? Not to miss. Not to miss. This year's Purim Spiel is again written by our own poet laureate, Dahlia Baer. Now, I have been in the Purim Spiels for a couple of years, and I had to drop out because I wasn't well enough to attend the rehearsals. They do require that. So I won't be in it, but I attended some of the early rehearsals, and it has always struck me as interesting that here we have this script written by our poet laureate, and we as a cast can't figure out the rhymes. And that's true, right? No. No. It does all rhyme, but you have to get the words that rhyme in the right places. Oh, well, it's a picky thing. But we have a wonderful cast made up entirely of the never ready for primetime players. And this is a full costume extravaganza, yes, with music and all kinds of wonderful things. There are things going on in this you won't believe. I would say be very careful where you walk. There will be mice around. Yeah, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and we are not taking the story of the Book of Esther terribly seriously, because this year's Purim Spiel is called Esterella. And it's more of the Ella than it is of the Esther. But that's okay, because the Book of Esther is a problem and a half. So I want to remind you, we will start at 1 o'clock. We'll do a little bit of stuff that's a little more serious, and then we will have our Purim Spiel. And after our Purim Spiel, we will have homemade Hamantaschen made by Sam and Sandy Zions. If you haven't had them, oh yeah. And if you haven't had them before, you need to come this time. They make something like 500, you know. And we will have our famous Passover wine tasting, so that you can have a look at some of the wines that are available locally that you might want to have at your Passover observance. What did you say? They are not Manischewitz. We will, at the Temple Seder, provide Manischewitz, and you can bring wine to have at your table that isn't Manischewitz, but it has to be kosher for Passover. So you do want to come and taste these wines. And it's an interesting assortment this year. So that's my promotion for this Sunday, 1 o'clock. Be here. Be here. All right. Now we're going to continue with the Aleinu. It's on the screen. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ. ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. בתורתו וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחתינו. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Our thoughts turn now to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. Recently, we have adopted the practice of adding 10 names from the list of victims of the Holocaust provided by Yad Vashem, and the list for this Shabbat is Jenny Shidorsky, Flory Watchman, Bernard Wilk, Elka Alpelson, David Becker, Frida Becker, Judith Becker, Louis Becker, Minna Becker, Wolf Becker, all of them Jews of Norway. And now I'm going to read the list of congregants who we are remembering on this Shabbat, and if a family member of yours, if a name is read from your family, please feel free to stand when that name is read and remain standing. All of us will join you for Kaddish after we complete the list, the reading of the list. This Shabbat we are remembering Lucille Aronson, mother-in-law of Jean Aronson, Robert Blake, brother of Maxine Blake, Karl Blasowski, father of Stephen Blasowski, Anne Epstein, sister of Saul Waxstein, Yetta Friedman, my mother, Edmund Pearls, father of Judith P. Kramer, Blanche Goldstein, grandmother of Judith P. Kramer, Lev Reingold, father of Yuri Reingold, George Maurer, uncle of Jacqueline Schindler, Lillian Schwab, mother of Debbie Seitz, David Melcher, father-in-law of Sam Zions, Marvin Meshbesher, Sylvia Greenstein, Sarah Sobel, and Jack Winnick. And we are also on the list is Michael Shelton, father of Delise Axon, and we are counting Shloshim for congregant Robert Berg, whose funeral was last Sunday. Kaddish will be on the screen. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divarach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei dekudsha brichu le'elam in kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Please be seated. And now, everybody's favorite moment, announcements. Thank you, Ricky. That was very nice. You may be seated.
Well, you know, Rabbi, you did such a nice job talking about the Purim spiel that I think that starting next week you should do all the announcements. Lots of luck on that one,
Be
right?
careful what you ask for.
Thank you to Rabbi Carla, Barbara Grossman, the choir, of course, and our amazing tech group. Classes as usual this coming week. Tomorrow, Shabbat morning services are canceled. Torah study will be on Zoom only tomorrow at 12 noon. Purim Spiel you have heard about. Next Shabbat, Friday night, the 29th, the Rosengolds will be leading us in music. Sisterhood will bring Passover a little closer with the Women's Seder at their membership meeting on Tuesday, April 2nd, 12 noon. Fee is $5. See Madam President Donna Wiener. The Board of Directors are meeting Tuesday, April 9th, 7 p.m. All are welcome. Men's Club membership meeting Wednesday, April 10th, 12 noon. Library Book Club via Zoom on Monday, April 15th, tax day, at 12 noon. Mark your calendars for Monday, April 22nd, our catered first night Passover Seder. Reservations will close out at capacity, which is 96. Rochelle, how many, please?
We are currently only about 24 shy of 96.
Okay, so that means we are at 72. We are 3/4 full. If you want to get a reservation, we sell out every year. See Rochelle, our past president, right in the back. $25 members, $35 for non-members and guests. It is catered, and the caterer will be serving this year. Tuesday, April 23rd, our potluck second night Seder. We have made this little event free this year. See me. Shalom News for those that get it by mail. The print copies are in the lobby. And Shabbat Shalom.
Okay. We are going to close this service. Yes, I promise. I just didn't say when. Yeah, right. Tuesday. Somebody was paying attention to something. Yes.
Are we ready?
We are.
Okay. Am I ready? Or did you say something? Okay, here we go. You better all sing.